Good evening, everyone. So today is a Saturday, the 11th of April. We are all gathering this time to do this evening chanting to show our respect and veneration to the Buddha for his kindness and compassion towards all sentient beings. And we are fortunate to have been born during his dispensation, is still there, and are fortunate to have this opportunity to learn and practice the Dhamma to find a real happiness in this life and hereafter. Over this couple of days or 2 weeks now, we have been concentrating on the teachings side, the Dhamma that we are studying, and we have contemplated on the various aspects of the Dhamma, starting from understanding the triple gem, the Buddha, Dhamma and the Sangha, and its meanings and its importance. Further on, as a practitioner, what one should be doing, and further on, as a Buddhist, how one should be a good Buddhist. Further, this is another aspect of the Dhamma that I want to extend on this, that is known as Griha Vinaya or Gihi Vinaya. Gihi means the house, Vinaya means the rule. Rules for the people who are living in the house. And in a way, this is social duties of all human beings, that once we are born, we all have our duties to fulfill in the community. And duties as a mother or a father, duties as the children, duties as a friend, duties as the teachers, duties as the boss, or duties as the a server, a servant. So there are 6 directions that one has to understand and fulfilling that duties. The very moment when we able to fulfill that 6 duties in a proper way, then it brings the harmony and cohesion in the community. And there will be not a single item or single person thinking that I am the one, or I am, there is no I making, mind making, but just it is. So that everyone understands and their duties and responsibilities. The moment when there is I making, my making, or mind making, then that very moment the troubles starts. Misunderstanding creates, conflict develops. There are certain stories about this, that one day when the Venerable Ananda was in the monastery, early morning, he was meditating and contemplating on the Dhammas, and then he went up to the Buddha, paid respect to the Buddha, and said that, Venerable Lord Tathagata, is it possible that a person who is immersed in the Dhamma would develop the concept or develop the perception of not I making, not my making within ourselves, within this physical body, so-called internal body. And similarly, there is no I making and mind making in terms of the external one, external things. And then in response to it, the Buddha said that it is possible that a person who has practiced and immersed in the Dhamma, that person can develop a no I-making, my-making internally and externally. And with that development, that person will eradicate the ignorance and find the freedom. Similarly, there was one occasion that the Venerable Sariputta was just sitting under the tree, and the Buddha happened to be troubled or walked around and found the Sariputta was sitting. Then the Buddha told the Sariputta that, Sariputta, it is always possible that when someone develops their practice and immerse into the Dhamma, one could overcome the I-making, my-making, or mind-making internally and externally. And they're simply because of the ignorance being eradicated, uprooted, and understood the natural duties of one another. So that's why the moment when we understand our own duties and fulfilling our duties correctly, then there won't be I-making and my-making, or developing the concept that I am important. This is what I have done. This is what I made, and this is what I am. So there is no expectation of any credential, or there is no expectation of any rewards of the actions that one has done, but rather just the completeness of the duties, because we all have our own duties to fulfill. Nature has a duty to fulfill, and nature itself, the duties, so-called natural law, has its own duties to fulfill. Then the natural law, the duties of the natural law, or the duties of the nature, it's beyond our control. But the duties that we have, we can fulfill that duties. And the very moment when we are able to fulfill that duties correctly in a complete form, then there won't be any trouble, but harmony and peace in the community. And those are six directional responsibility of each individuals in the community is clearly explained in one of the very important discourse called the Singalovada Sutta, or a discourse that was given to a householder called the Singala. The story that the Singala was a young lad who was brought up in the wealthy family, and he was spoiled. He was the only son in that family, and he was so rich that when he was a young boy, his mother and the parents thought, his father thought that we have this much of a wealth, for it's enough for the 7 generations, so you don't have to go and study, you don't have to go and learn anything. So with that, he was spoiled. But later in the parents' life, later particularly his father, Singala's father, his life, he come across with the Buddha and learned the Dhamma, and after that he visited the temple regularly and learned the Dhamma. And having understood the Dhamma and immersed in the Dhamma, he also wanted to bring his son to the Dhamma, to the temple, but he never wanted to go. He always had the excuse that if I go to the monastery, I have to kneel down and pay respect. With that, it will hurt my knee. And when I pay respect kneeling down, it will destroy my trousers. And when I bow down, it makes my back pain. And after that, you have to sit in a corner quietly doing nothing. It's boring. So his father never able to persuade him to go to the temple and listen to the Dhamma from the Buddha. Doesn't matter how hard he tried. The more he tried, the more resistance came from him, the Singala, and never wanted to go. So his father didn't have any choice, and all the methods that he tried failed. So it comes to the end, the stage that he was about to die in a deathbed. When he was in a deathbed, he still thought of how can I make my son meet the Buddha and learn the Dhamma. So with his worries, he come up with an idea that before he died, invite his son Singala to audience, and then Singala's father made him promise that after I am gone, can you do me a favor, one last wish? Can you do that, my last wish? Now father was about to die, so he made this vow that, okay, I will do whatever you ask. So then he said that in that case, after I am gone, please wake up early morning and go in a shower in the river. After having a bath in the river with a wet hair and a wet clothes, stand up and pay respect to the 6 directions. And after he had given that promise to the father who had that plan with no long time, he passed away. And it happened that the Singala, out of respect or out of this grief, the father has passed away, and he remembers his promise to the father. So he goes early morning, goes to the river and have a bath, and then with the wet hair and the wet clothes, and stands up and looking towards the sun and paying respect to the 6 directions. And he continued every day. And I see this as probably the grief that he could not forget, and he misses his father, so he did it regularly. And it happened that one day Buddha was sitting meditation in the early morning, as he does every day, looking at whom should I go and teach the Dhamma, who is able to understand the Dhamma on that day. So he early morning was meditating and looking through his compassionate eyes, and the Singala appears in his thought, and he also understood that the Singala could be saved or could be taught, and he will understand. So then the Buddha traveled to the Rajagaha, near the river where the Singala normally does his rituals. And the Buddha walked all the way to this place, and as the Singala was paying respect to the 6 directions, that time then the Buddha said to the Singala that what are you doing? So basically he puts palms together and then paid respect to the east, west, south, north, and nadir and Janet, all 6 directions. And the Buddha asked, what are you doing? So then he tells the story that, when my father was about to die, he asked me this last wish, so I am fulfilling this last wish of him. Having heard that, then the Buddha said to the Singala that, oh, that is not the right way of paying respect to the 6 directions. The right way of paying respect to the 6 directions is, in fact, fulfilling the duties of all human beings in a 6 directions. So then, having heard that, the Singala was, oh, right, please teach me how to fulfill that 6 directional respects. Then there Buddha teaches the 6 directions and the duties of each individuals in the community. So each individual, one of us, every one of us has got these duties in 6 directions. As a mother or a father have a directional or each individuals are in one of these 6 directions and playing our part. And if we can play our part dutifully, then that brings the harmony and a peace in the community. So that's why this is the Dhamma, they call the rules of the house, or the Gihi Vinaya, that following days I will explain. And a few years ago, I went to Sweden to attend the World Peace Award ceremony. And there I met with one lady who is the chairperson of this group. When I was talking to her, she was explaining that the whole universe, every particles has their own duties to fulfill, and so does we all have duties to fulfill. If we all can fulfill our duties correctly, then the world peace is possible. When she explained that, I mentioned about this discourse, and he was so amazed to see that Buddha had already laid down such a rule 2,500 years ago, and nobody talks about it. And they have been working on that in Sweden with that theme if I remember correctly, 12 years now. And that was amazing how she is organizing, and it's she according to her, she was saying that there are branches almost every cities of Sweden, that they are working together to build up this concept and working fulfilling individuals' duty to create world peace. So that's why this is not something new, but it's been in there for a long time. And Buddha had clearly laid down the duties and responsibilities of each individuals, and it's interrelationship. And once we have done that completely, then there won't be any troubles, and then we want to be thinking that I am the one, and then we see that we are interconnected depending on one another, so that we see the benefit of working together. So this is the introduction to this discourse. Now following days I will be explaining on these 6 directional duties of all human beings to create harmony and peace. So with this, I end here. May you all be well and happy. Let's do the chanting.